The investigation into Hunter Biden, son of President Joe Biden, first began in 2018. There are two trials at issue, one for lying on a gun application and the other for tax evasion. The current trial circumstances involving the gun charge is taking place in Wilmington, Delaware. Hunter Biden appealed to the Third U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals in an attempt to have the current case thrown out before it was even tried. He asked for the court to dismiss the charges. This had already been litigated, and he attempted to have the court overturn prior decisions. The appellate court rejected Biden's appeal, stating that this appeal is dismissed because the defendant has not shown the district court's orders are appealable before final judgment. The tax charges were also scheduled for trial in California this month, but Biden attorneys were able to receive an extension until September 2024, just 2 months before the presidential election. In this video, we will look at the circumstances around the current charges, as well as the tax charges and an attempted plea deal. I'm focusing a little right now on political events just because there's so much important stuff happening, but I also have a large library of videos on healing and the future of it. So please subscribe if you like my videos. Tell all of your friends on all of your social media accounts so that they have researched and unbought results to make informed decisions. Okay, so let's look at the current investigation regarding Hunter Biden's lying on a gun application. In late October 2018, a man searching the trash for recycling found a .38 caliber handgun in the trash behind Yanson's Market, an upscale grocer in Delaware's elite Greenville area. The Secret Service questioned the store owner where the gun was purchased, and he refused to provide purchase records on the weapon, even though the service later denied any such interview. The primary task of the Secret Service is to protect the president, vice president, their immediate families, and visiting foreign dignitaries. The Secret Service does have some investigative jurisdiction, namely financial crimes, and to protect the United States from foreign intelligence threats and terrorist activities. There are concerns about the Secret Service intervention that we will not cover in this video. The first question I must ask is, what in the world was the Secret Service doing investigating an illegal gun charge? That has nothing to do with a foreign threat. So, were they protecting Hunter Biden, the drug-riddled son of the current president of the United States, Joe Biden? 11 days later, and just days before it was found on October 23, 2018, Hallie Biden, who was the widow of Hunter's brother Beau Biden, disposed of the gun due to concerns about Hunter's mental state and safety. At the time, she was sleeping with her dead husband's brother, Hunter, and was reportedly worried that Hunter might harm himself, leading her to take this action. Reportedly, Hallie Biden returned to the grocery store where she threw the .38 to retrieve it, but couldn't find it. Besides the fact that Hunter failed to secure the weapon, he also lied on the gun application, according to charges. Hunter, an admitted drug addict, appears to have answered no to a question about unlawful use or addiction to marijuana, or any depressant, stimulant, narcotic drug, or any other controlled substance. Hunter's ex-wife, Kathleen Buell, who he owes $2.9 million in alimony, is scheduled to testify for the prosecution. Today, a jury was selected for the gun case against Biden. Prospective jurors were questioned about their views on gun rights and drug addiction, with Jill Biden present in the courtroom to support her son. Opening statements are scheduled to begin on Tuesday. A total of 12 panelists and 4 alternates were chosen in one day. Hunter Biden faces 3 felonies in Delaware related to the 2018 firearm purchase. Over 65 prospective jurors were questioned, and 29 were dismissed by late afternoon. One dismissed juror cited difficulty being impartial due to opinions formed about Hunter Biden based on media reports. The special counsel, David Weiss, has indicated that multiple women who had relationships with Hunter Biden will be called to testify. This includes Kathleen Buell, Hallie Biden, and London Roberts, the mother of Hunter's child, which he had through an extramarital affair. Joe Biden has refused to accept this little child into the family or its great wealth. London Roberts sued Hunter Biden for paternity and child support. In May 2019, Roberts filed a lawsuit in Arkansas claiming that Hunter Biden was the father of her child, born in August 2018, and seeking child support and other related expenses. In November 2019, a DNA test confirmed that Hunter Biden was the child's father. The case was settled in March 2020, just months before the 2020 election. Do you think it's at all possible that this settlement occurred to impact the election? How would you feel if a wealthy man got you pregnant and refused to acknowledge or support your child? I want to hear your opinion. Many still have questions, and you could be the one that helps them understand all this. While it appears to be going to trial, keep in mind that a plea deal still could be reached and approved at any time, so as always, expect anything in this crazy political atmosphere. As mentioned above, Hunter Biden has also been charged with misdemeanor charges of failing to pay federal income tax in California, which is currently set for September 2024. Biden apparently had an income of around $4.4 million in 2017 and 2018, and he owes between $1.2 million and $1.6 million in income taxes to the Internal Revenue Service. So my first question about this was, what's the difference between misdemeanor failing to pay taxes charges and tax evasion charges, which every American lives in fear of? Well, it seems that failing to pay taxes and tax evasion are both tax-related issues, but differ significantly in intent and severity. Failing to pay taxes occurs when an individual or entity does not pay the full amount of taxes owed by the due date. It is generally considered a less severe offense and can result from various reasons such as financial hardship, oversight, or misunderstanding of tax obligations. The IRS typically imposes penalties and interest on the unpaid amount. Taxpayers may also be subject to payment plans or garnishment of wages and assets until the debt is settled. However, this is not inherently a criminal act unless it involves willful neglect. Tax evasion involves deliberately underreporting or hiding income, inflating deductions, or using other illegal means to avoid paying the full amount of taxes owed. It is a serious criminal offense that involves intentional deceit or fraud to evade tax obligations. Tax evasion can lead to significant legal penalties, including fines, interest, and imprisonment. It is prosecuted under criminal law and can result in felony charges. So just to clarify, President Donald Trump was convicted of 34 counts of mishandling campaign funds for paying a porn worker $130,000 pursuant to a non-disclosure agreement, and Trump could be sentenced from 4 to 136 years in jail. Hunter Biden repeatedly admitted to ignoring numerous requests to pay the IRS over $100,000, and he is only being charged with a misdemeanor charge, basically assuming that he forgot or couldn't afford to pay taxes, which seems highly unlikely considering his income. Is spending all your money on drugs, prostitutes, sex club memberships, and hotel rooms for illegal activity an acceptable reason not to pay your taxes? Tell me how many of you would like to be able to spend your tax money on something other than taxes. Some might even want to spend it on food, medicine, or to keep their home. I'm sorry, but I have absolutely no sympathy for this guy. He was given everything. We need to ask ourselves, what kind of childhood must this guy have had to be so decadent? And from photos that I've seen, the really bad stuff hasn't even come out yet, except a hint in Ashley Biden's diary. In a twist of events in June 2023, Hunter Biden agreed to plead guilty to 2 misdemeanor tax charges in exchange for a recommendation by the prosecutor of 2 years of probation. There was also a diversion agreement where he would avoid prosecution on the current felony gun charges as long as he didn't violate the probation. Initially, there was a dispute between the prosecuting attorney and Biden's attorney centered around the extent of immunity Hunter Biden would receive from future prosecution under the plea deal. Defense attorneys believed the agreement would shield him from all future prosecutions, but federal prosecutors argued that the plea agreement only provided immunity for tax crimes and Biden's false statements regarding his drug addiction on a 2018 gun license application. Biden agreed to these terms, but then the presiding judge stepped in. U.S. District Court Judge Mary Ellen Noreika neither approved or denied the agreement. She expressed various concerns regarding the details of the agreement and her involvement in the case. The overlapping agreements created confusion for the judge, who said the lawyers needed to untangle technical issues, including over her role in enforcing the gun agreement, before moving forward. It seems to me like you are saying, just rubber stamp the agreement, Your Honor. This seems to me to be form over substance, she said. She also asked defense lawyers and prosecutors to explain why she should accept the deal. In the meantime, Hunter Biden pleaded not guilty to the tax and gun charges. The deal between Hunter Biden and prosecutors was intended to spare him a politically explosive trial during his father's re-election campaign and likely avoid prison time for the criminal gun charges. So there you go. That's what's happening with Hunter Biden and his legal woes. Let's see if does any jail time. So that's where we stand today in this horror show. I felt that Americans and the world should understand the circumstances of Hunter Biden's legal woes. Let me know if you want more or less coverage on these political wranglings as we move closer to the 2024 election. Is my coverage of these events helpful? While I think this is fascinating to watch from afar, don't get too wrapped up with what seems to be happening, because while it's real, there's a strong argument for it all being scripted, so don't allow this drama get to your mind. The best thing anyone can do on both sides is to make the November 2024 election too big to rig. Until next time, relax. It's okay.